Being a parent can be really challenging. It's normal to feel uncertain about whether you're doing the right things to raise healthy and happy children. That's why Child and Family Resource Network focuses on connecting pregnant parents and those with kids under the age of 5 with free support services to help them build confidence in their parenting journey. Everyone deserves to have someone they can turn to for support with parenting. Visit childandfamilyresourcenetwork.org today.
This show is part of the Head Stuff Podcast Network.
Hi, I'm Niamh Kavanagh.
And I'm Gearóid Farrelly.
Welcome
to Agony Rants. Hello.
Hello, my dear. How are you?
I'm good. Are
you sure now? Because
I mean, look,
it's like the hump week, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's the hump week of January.
Yeah, you know the way Wednesday's like the hump day of the week. You know the week that you have to kind of do, oh God, it's not one thing nor the other. Well, this is the hump week because it's like a 17th. It's right in the middle.
Yeah. It's halfway through.
Yeah,
you're kind of waiting on payday. Oh, why do people not pay invoices? Look, I'm not going to get into it.
I know. They're slow.
For those of you that are self-employed, that are hoping to get paid in January for invoices that you submitted, I don't know, maybe in December.
It's a disaster and people have no rush in January. And that's the time when you really need it. Like, it's no doubt about it.
You do, absolutely. I mean, at this point, all I'm going to say is I'm just going to barter.
Okay. Have you got a little hat? If you put out the little hat, maybe I'll throw a few bob into it. Like,
actually, in case anyone's really worried about my financial situation, I just
like your bank.
People shouldn't be worried.
The people have your mortgage.
No problem accruing phenomenal debt. Put it on the card.
Oh my God.
I've no problem. So don't worry about me. I'm absolutely fine.
Do you know? Actually, funny you should say that right now because we need to do a podcast about this. But basically, the thing about finance is, I lived my life mostly not in debt, right? Which is like an admirable state to be, but apparently not what the banks want from you.
No, the banks want you in debt the whole time.
When my husband had a stroke, I suddenly realised that most of our credit score was actually based on him, not necessarily because I didn't have a life or anything, but because we just kind of kept ourselves fairly, solvent, doing whatever we're doing. And so, he has a better credit score than me and he is rubbish with money, right? So
yeah, because he's had loans.
Yes, yeah. and lots of things, whereas I didn't really do much of that. I kind of financed my life and, doing it. And I realised actually if I had to take over the financial burden of the family completely, it would take a while for me to actually get a credit score. I didn't have a credit score because I was so good with my credit. That's wrong.
That's awful. I remember, because one of the things you should apparently do is do a credit check on yourself. Mm-hmm. Because when I was buying my place, I did one before the bank did it for the mortgage. Just
and you
to see
discovered some stuff?
I discovered two things that were actual errors.
Oh.
One was like a Vodafone bill that hadn't been paid, and I'd never had a Vodafone account.
Okay.
And the other was...
Is somebody living a life with a Vodafone?
I think it was a loan. No, it was a loan that I had got that I then didn't take. So like, I think I was going to buy a car and then I didn't buy a car, but the loan was...
the
processed,
application.
and I just went into the bank and said, I don't need it, it's fine, I'm not doing that now. But that was down as a loan that
as a bad credit
had never been paid.
Lapsed, like,
because I'd never paid back, but I never got the loan. So I had to sort them out before the bank did the check.
Well, that's good. I mean, and it's no harm to check.
Oh my God, Niamh, I can't believe how helpful we're being.
I think our first letter that we got in, because we got a great letter, we got a couple of really big letters now. We're starting to get all the problems now. We're very excited, but this isn't so much a problem, I don't think. No,
this is actually really helpful. It was interesting, but what you were saying about all the problems, like we've got quite a few problems, so do keep sending them and we will get to them, and we might even try and do maybe more than one.
Yeah, because let's be honest, we've been doing Agony Rants now for, this is maybe our 14th week of doing it.
Yeah.
And we've been putting topics in so that we can kind of get a general sense and give you something to kind of bounce off. But actually, we would love it if you would send in what you have. Because, I mean, you define what we do, because as you can tell, we can talk about anything. And we can form opinions very fast.
Yeah, totally. And if there's a topic out there that you want us to talk about, by all means get in touch.
Yeah.
So just you can hit either of us up on Instagram or agonyrants@gmail.com, because we love to hear from you. We love to send each other messages about the messages that have come in.
Oh yeah.
Because some of them are unbelievable, actually.
And actually, we're not always in concurrence.
No, I mean, I think that we rarely agree. Well, sometimes I think that we should actually record the meeting that we have before we do the show.
I know. But sometimes I'm in a rush, and then Gearóid presents them to me as a fait accompli, and then I am actually genuinely like, what the hell is that about? But funny enough, we don't necessarily always agree with how to solve a thing, but we often agree about the nub of it. I mean, we really do.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, look, Niamh's solutions have a lot less fires than mine. And while I don't necessarily agree with it, I think that both of our intentions are the same.
I think if you find somewhere in the middle, sometimes it can be helpful. There are times when you need to set fire to things, right?
Thank you.
There are times.
It's taken 14 weeks and finally
Okay.
we've agreed about this.
Sometimes we've got to stand up and go, what are you doing? Right?
Yeah.
No, we know that. There's hardly a thing.
But this week it's about empathy.
Oh,
That's what we want to talk about.
Oh, okay. Right. Let's talk about
I think that's where this one's coming from. I think it's really good.
It is true.
So, okay, so it starts. It's from Maggie, and it says, so a couple of months back, I started this behaviour that is really working well, but I'm still on the fence as to whether it's a symptom of psychopathy or not.
Okay. Is that a good start? Okay.
Well, listen, it's my kind of start.
Okay. So already, Maggie, you've got a friend. Okay.
But obviously, with my job, I deal with a lot of complicated people. So sometimes it is quite challenging, and you can get people who are irrational. I've decided to switch myself off emotionally, which I have perfected from years of nursing and from working in retail before that.
Well, two areas I think that you would need that
two
switch.
places that you need to switch off.
You need that switch.
I asked myself, what can I do to get the best from this person that I'm dealing with? So I just stay totally zen and nod my head. I'm listening to this person. I try and understand what is making them so agitated or confrontational or disagreeable. So I modify my behaviour to try and achieve the best outcome from this person within this situation that we're in. I don't know if this is me being mindful or empathetic, or it is me being a totally manipulative psychopath to try and achieve what I want from this situation. But either way, it's working well, and I want to try and practice it more in 2022. It's been a while, 2 years, and people don't always have the appropriate coping strategies. So I'm trying to just remember that when we interface, so I don't lose the rag with them as quickly. But also to say some people are just dickheads. But this strategy works well with them too. Maggie, so much.
This is the gift that keeps on giving here, this one.
See, this I think is kind of what our show is.
Yeah, it is really.
She asked a question in there which I thought was interesting, which is that she doesn't know whether it's her being mindful or empathetic, or whether it's her being a totally manipulative psychopath. Who cares? Like, why answer that question?
They're not.
If it works,
they're not independent things. You know, no, it's true for it. Actually, you know, people say psychopath like it's a bad thing. Yeah. I think it's only a bad thing when you kill people and do stuff like that. Sometimes you need to be outside the behaviour. And I totally agree, Maggie. Gearóid will tell you, I'll take a step back, take the deep breath and try and figure out where it's coming from before I actually respond. Now, don't get me wrong. There are times where, as I would call it, or as I've read before, the chimp takes over and your whole emotion takes over. Your whole thing is about, you're going to react immediately to what's happening and the flare is there. And sometimes you can't get away from that. It takes a lot of practice to kind of recognize that that's what's happening. And the reason you have that response is the fight or flight thing.
Yeah.
But actually, how you respond to things is actually one of the biggest life skills you can get, because how you respond to someone will definitely change how they respond. And, you know, you can take can take the wind out of somebody's sails really fast by not responding the way they want you to.
If you just take a situation and you are just in the moment and listen, you might find that the reaction that you pre-plan is it's
not the right one.
Completely different. It's not the right one. But for my type of personality, I sometimes think the pre-planned
your instinct
is better.
Your instinct.
Because I think I automatically go to dealing with the person.
You express it better.
Oh, the poor person, and like they probably had a hard life in this. And then you don't actually deal with the fact that they're being a dickhead.
Well, you know, this is like that kind of toddler thing that I talk about regularly, which is basically, you know, you don't treat the person, you treat the behavior. So you can dislike you can dislike the behavior, but not the person. but it's making it very clear, and it's very hard to do that when you're already like seeing like you want to set fire to them, you know, the way you do. But you know, that kind of thing. You need to kind of nearly step outside and take a moment. 9 times out of 10, if you're offended, the chances are it's more about them than you. And that's the truth. Yeah. So, Maggie, I think that's a really good life skill to develop. You don't have to apply it all the time. And don't beat yourself up if you don't, because sometimes it just happens. It just happens that you can't override it. You can't put the safety catches on quick enough because some people just know how to press that button.
You know what? You know what's overrated? Safety catches.
Safety catches. No, some should exist. I'm sorry. Having spent time around people who have no safety catches, trust me, some should exist. If only in your head. If only in your head, because sometimes you have to apply them for other people in your own head. Go, I'm not.
Oh, she didn't mean that. This is what she meant.
No, not that. No. I mean, as in, I ain't taking that on. Whatever that is, that's you. Yeah. That's all you, not me. Thank you.
Yeah, you stay over that side of the room.
See, I'll give you 5 minutes. That's it. You know,
I know exactly who you're talking about. You know, right?
Okay.
Just like 100%.
So it's a really good life skill, Maggie. I have to say, I really applaud you for trying to apply it. Don't sweat the small stuff, though. Sometimes you just can't put the...
People are brilliant.
I know, they are amazing.
Especially nurses. I have to say, actually.
Yes.
Especially nurses.
Especially nurses. They put up with some amount of stuff.
I know. They see people at their worst.
Oh, they really do. And you know, they keep humour in it largely, or, you know, they are so practical in it. Oh my God. You know, because, you know, my friend's a nurse, and so we talk about certain situations, obviously keeping the names out of it and all that, but sometimes things come up and you think, God, will I ever be that person who needs somebody to wash them or do stuff? And it's quite a vulnerable time of your life. And nurses are there.
They're always there when you're vulnerable. Yeah. I remember I was getting a colonoscopy.
Oh. Now, if you want to talk about being vulnerable, that's right there.
That was a very vulnerable moment, and the nurse was very nice to me.
Yeah.
Although she did say a weird thing, actually.
Oh. Did it distract you?
Well, it kind of threw me off my guard.
Okay.
Yeah, and she kind of, this was before anything had happened. Like, I was just in my gown, and she just thought I was really nervous.
I was just in my gown.
And she was like, yeah, they put you that anyway.
What did she say? You can't leave that.
She kind of just whispered to me, and she was just like, you know, I mean, we've seen everything before. Like, it doesn't really matter. It's all good. And I was like, what are you talking about? My bum's lovely. What are you like? Absolute cheek.
There you were going like your cat displaying it for how lovely am I?
Exactly. Like a cat on a Zoom show.
That's your reality there. I know. Well, it's funny actually, because you've obviously had the camera up. I had the camera down through the throat. You know that one?
Oh yeah, I had that as well.
Into the wee tummy.
In the middle.
Yeah, nice. I know. And the thing is, when you go into that, you get an option, you know, to whether you have, you know, a sedative, a full sedative, like, or just the spray at the back of the throat. You know that thing?
Oh yeah.
And of course, me being practical, thoroughly modern, millie, practical, whatever, practically perfect, whatever the thing was, I decided to get the spray down the back of the throat so I could drive home. And
you never turned down full sedation.
Jesus wept. Like, I'm not going to lie. It's the most horrific. And I'm quite a calm person. I can breathe through most processes, but oh my God, you're sitting there and, you know, they're putting the camera down, you're just retching, and the water was pouring out of my eyes. Like, I was just like retching, and I thought it'll be over soon. And it was like, and then during this very humiliating, just like in your worst state, and the wee nurse says to me, well, it doesn't help, I was up the north, like, but basically the nurse says, that's a very sore wee tummy. I was a grown woman.
God.
I was a grown woman, Gearóid. I was mortified.
So essentially what we're saying is nurses are absolutely terrible and they need to up their game.
No, but they mean well, but you know, sometimes. Anyway, yeah, but they are fab. They do to be honest, you're never at your best when there's a nurse involved.
No,
really.
God loves them.
Well done, Maggie. You are now officially part of the Agony Rants group.
You're part of the whack pack.
And let us know how you get on with that, and name the dickheads next time.
I love people though that have an actual strategy, like that can just go, this is what I'm going to do. This is the actual thing, and even write it down.
Yeah. No, it's going back to what we talked about last week. You have to be specific in your goal and really understand what it is you're trying to get at.
I think we've a very organised fan base.
Do you think?
Yeah.
They don't represent us then, clearly.
My 2022 Niamh, I've decided, is going to be about me getting my house in order. Like,
Are we talking about Marie Kondo stuff
I'm
here?
talking about Marie Kondo.
Oh my God. Do you want me to come and help you? Because I would.
God, it's my favourite thing in the world.
Me too. But
I want a house that is so minimalist and just like clean lines.
yeah, no, I can't go there
Nothing.
with you. I
Like,
can't go there with you.
absolutely nothing.
I can't go that far.
You're going to go in and it's just going to be a white room with like a vase with a daisy in it.
And a
That's
picture,
what I want.
and a
That's my
picture of me,
existence.
right?
And a picture.
Obviously. No, but you see, now here's the thing, right? I want that, but I could never be it because I'm too sentimental. I'm not about a lot of stuff, but like
Yeah.
if somebody makes something for me, I want it. I want it to, and I love.
Somebody make something.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. I swear to God.
Listen, you see that sewing class you're going to do. You remember you talked about.
Yeah.
What if you made something for me, Gearóid? What if you decided to take up a sewing class or do something like that, and then suddenly you're going to make a little purse or something for me?
I don't care what happens to something I make for somebody once it's gone.
Are you serious?
Oh my God, I couldn't care less. And I've even said this to my mum when I give my mum presents and cards. I'm just like, you throw this in the bin. It's totally cool. Like, don't do this. Like, like my mum is terrible. She has a box of like she's every birthday card that anyone ever gave her. And I'm like, if I die, like I'm still dead if you've got like 30 birthday cards that I gave you. Like, it doesn't change anything. It's
I'm sorry. Speaking as the mother in this equation, sometimes that's the only proof my children had even a fleeting moment of love for me. The eldest one forgot to take the price off the card this year. Do you know what I mean? Like, but I know he spent quite a lot, so that's nice.
That is
nice.
Yeah.
No, look, no, that's terrible. That sounds like they don't know me. Of course they do. They just show it in their own sweet way. Just not very obvious to me sometimes.
Yeah, just not often.
No, it's okay. I know I'm not really into that kind of very heavy sentimentality.
I think, like, if somebody makes you a present, thank you very much, and then you put it in the glass bin. It's. I do think sentimentality is a real curse.
Yeah, no, I think overall it is. I think it can get in the way of your life. Definitely there's way too much stuff in my house. But you definitely, no matter how good you are at actually clearing out, you definitely need somebody impartial there to go, what the hell are you keeping that for?
Yeah.
You really do. You really do. I watched the Stacey Solomon thing where they take everything out of the house. Oh my God, I never had so much envy in my life. I want someone to come and do that in my house. They take everything out of your house and sort it. So they put it all the leads, all the leads that you think you're going to keep, all those things that are all over your house. I honestly, if you want me to come and do it with you, I will, Gearóid. Absolutely. I'm so ruthless with other people, but
that's my dream job.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Do you know what my dream job would be?
What?
You know when somebody dies and they have to clear out the house?
Oh, I've done it.
Oh, that's my job.
I've done it twice.
I'd love that.
I've done it twice, and the one thing I've learned about that is nobody wants your stuff.
Nobody
wants your stuff.
Absolutely nobody. And also the stuff that you're keeping. That's my dream job. The idea of going in and just going like, get rid of all of this. Yeah. I'm just like, no problem. No problem.
Well, I would be good at that.
I'd nearly do that for free. If there's somebody out there, somebody's just died and you want to ask.
Gearóid and I'll come.
No problem.
I think it's quite, I actually find it very satisfying. Exciting. But it's very hard sometimes to motivate it to do it in your own space. I can do it great for other people. Oh my God, I'm so good. I can only do
a room.
Yeah, but that's what you should do, really.
Yeah, a room at a time.
Yeah, I mean...
But I did my office over Christmas. Oh my God, it was amazing.
I know.
There's nothing in the drawers now.
Nothing?
Yeah, I have no pens or anything. It's a disaster. Okay, next up was Louise. Okay. Now, Louise is having a very different...
life.
She's having a very different time to Maggie.
Okay.
Maggie is very zen. She's decided what she wants to do. Louise has just said, want to kill my sister-in-law, anyone?
Wow. 2, 4, 6, 7 words. Sum up quite a lot.
Yeah, she's saying quite a lot.
Okay, so I take that was an answer to how you survive in January.
Yeah.
I feel, Louise, we need more details here because definitely this is not just, obviously this is a blanket thing, but there obviously has been a trigger for to get to this level of DEFCON, whatever this is.
Totally. Look, Louise, we need more details. We're not going to kill your sister-in-law, but we will sit down for an hour and list out a strategy on how you could systematically destroy her.
Yes.
Like, I'm absolutely down for that.
Yeah, without actually ending up in jail for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't have to take her life, just ruin it.
Yeah, we could definitely do that. Okay, so the next one is Olivia.
Getting the D.
What, like divorce? Is that what that is?
No, it's dick, Niamh.
Oh my God, Olivia. Oh my gosh, Olivia. Wow.
Well done, Olivia.
Okay.
Olivia's very clear about what she wants. I'm not sure we can help.
Okay, so now James. James is interesting.
James says, probably stare at my fella even more, reminding myself I've done well.
Okay, so now James, I have a little question. Are you staring at him while he sleeps? Like, I'm slightly concerned about this, James. I get that, you know.
I did a deep dive. James's fella is very attractive.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah,
So
James and his partner they're like well put together couple.
Could we possibly get a photo?
Oh yeah, totally. I'll show you after.
Okay,
yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah,
because then I might stare at him and say how well you've done, James, and that'll be nice, won't it?
I'd say you will, to be honest, Niamh.
Basically what you're saying there, James, I'm going to read into that rather than sound less kind of, you know, stalker kind of type thing, is to say that you appreciate the fact that you have a lovely partner.
That's lovely.
But that's not what he's saying here.
Makes me sick.
We're stopping for a moment to remind you that we are part of the Head Stuff Podcast Network. If you would like to support the show, you can pledge as little as €5 a month, and in return, you will get bonus content from us and from all other shows on the Head Stuff Podcast Network, including this one. The show we are cross-promoting this week is Double Love. If you have ever read the Sweet Valley High books, this is the podcast for you. It is hosted by Anna and Karen, and it is hilarious. Now, I've never read the Sweet Valley High books because I had boys. So there'd be no, you know, it was the Beano, no, nothing.
And when you were a kid, of course, you didn't have time to read Sweet Valley High. You were too busy being the Shaka Khan of Glasnevin.
Listen to you.
This is how it's always been.
Double Love is a podcast in which we explore the strange and terrifying world of Sweet Valley High, book by book. Join me, Anna Carey.
And me, Karen Moynihan.
As we revisit one of the maddest series of books ever written, or ghostwritten.
If you ever read about Elizabeth and Jessica, the perfect blonde Wakefield twins, then you might enjoy listening to us absolutely tearing them to shreds. Affectionately, of course.
Of course. And even if you didn't, there's still plenty of drama, kidnapping, stolen boyfriends, and school dances to entertain you.
Find us on the Head Stuff Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcasts.
Okay, Sinead. Oh, this is the problem. Yes,
we have a problem.
Okay, this is big.
Sinead says, hey, I have been with my partner for the last 4 months, and over Christmas he told me that he doesn't want to have children. He's 34 and I'm 36, and I don't know what to do. Should I dump him? I would be heartbroken as we get on brilliantly, but I'm worried that this will pop up again. What do you think?
So many things, Sinead. Many things.
It's a tough one.
It is a tough one.
Because this is something that once, it's kind of, I always think this is like Pandora's box. In a sense, once it's open, you can't put this back in.
4 months is early on, but I appreciate that. And mid-30s is a different conversation.
Yeah, it's early, but also there's a part of me that, okay, while you're probably annoyed at him, but I also think he's put his stake in the ground early.
No harm.
Yeah, I don't think it's any harm that he said this.
No, in the sense of, if he really feels very strongly about this, I don't think it's an automatic thing that you should want children.
Yeah, completely.
100%, I don't think it is. I think it becomes more of an issue as you get older, for women in particular, because for men, they could probably change their mind at any time to go, I'm going to have a child, if they're physically able to. The women, they do have a sense of impending, am I going to have children, am I not? I'm a little bit on the fence of this in the same ways, because actually I never actually decided to have children. I never felt the lack of them before I had them, but then I had mine mid-30s, so therefore, you know, it was resolved before it ever became a tick-tick thing in my head, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that would have existed for me. I feel that I would have been okay with that.
Okay.
I feel I would have been.
If you didn't have kids.
Yes, I feel that way because I didn't have to deal with that issue.
Yeah.
It's easy
Okay.
for me to say that now. You're only 4 months in and you could say it's a bit soon and all that, and he may change. But that's the mistake you might make there, in the sense that you might assume that you can change his mind on it. I certainly wouldn't do that. I think, to be fair, if it is a really important issue for you at age 34, you should be really seriously considering whether you want to continue.
Yeah, totally. Because I think that about this, don't just take this as something he said and then in 3 or 4 years start to
Get cross
about it.
You can't assume people are going to change their mind. He may change. Also, please, 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 please do not get pregnant in order to change his mind, because that is the road to tragedy.
Don't think, I know how I'll fix this.
I don't think that's what Sinead is inferring here.
No, not at all. No, she hasn't said that at all. She seems very,
I'm just thinking, she seems that this is an intelligent situation. And I think that's fair enough. I think, to be fair, there's no big rush to go out and find a
But also, she hasn't actually said that she wants children. She said that he said he doesn't want to have children. Maybe she's not 100% set on kids herself. So she's kind of saying, okay, well, this is closing off an avenue for me if I stay with him.
Okay. I think the fact that she's thinking about this means she wants children.
Yeah, well, or that she doesn't want to be told she's not having them. Yes,
well, there's that element. And to be fair, there is a possibility that we could have all come up against, which is basically that you couldn't.
Yeah, completely.
Right.
Yeah.
And, that's an issue that people deal with in many different ways. And there's so many ways that you can be helped. But at the end of it, sometimes you just can't. Or life isn't for you to have children. And if that's your choice, you should be allowed to have that choice. I think there's a definite kind of preconception that you should want children all your life. And, you should want this. You should want it. I mean, only because we're driven as human beings to procreate. Some people genuinely don't want children, and they don't want that. And you have to be accepting of that. But you then have to make your decision with or without him.
Yes.
So, Sinead, it depends on whether he becomes more important to you than the children.
Well, also, you could put this back to him. You could say to him, you've written this letter, and it's kind of like, should I dump him? What should I do next? Well, maybe you need to look at what he wants to do next, because you're 36 and he's 34. So that's you're slightly further on than he is.
Yeah.
So he may be that may be an off the cuff thing that he said. So maybe what you should do is like try to plan a really serious conversation.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're enjoying the relationship at the moment, this will come up again. It'll come
totally.
up. It'll come up a million times.
Yeah.
You can't worry about when things are going to pop up. This is an issue that comes to everybody. The same as, do you want to buy a house or do you want to rent a house? There are issues that come up in every relationship. There are things that you have to deal with all the time, and open, honest conversation about it. But really listening to what the other person wants from it is really important. So let's give a kind of scenario where you go, Sinead, if you love me, you let me have a child. And then you resent him for not actually engaging with that child. That's not going to work either. But I think ultimately, if he decides he definitely doesn't want children and you definitely want them, essentially that relationship is never going to survive that.
No, not at all. I mean, I think that at 4 months, you're at that phase where it's, okay, it might be serious, but it can't be that serious.
Yeah.
So it's better to do this at 4 months, to have this conversation, than to do it at 8 months.
Any issue within a relationship needs to be discussed.
Yeah, totally.
But the main thing is to be honest about how you feel, and he needs to be honest about how he feels. You need to do it at a time when you're not emotional about it.
See, it depends on how this came up. Because the way sometimes...
It might be just too soon.
Men, yeah.
I mean, 4 months in, I think, is a bit of a challenge. I do understand
he
in
could
your
have thought
30s.
that the next part of the conversation was, let's have one then.
Like right now.
Yeah.
But, I understand at 36 as a woman, you're feeling it's time coming. You do.
Yeah, totally. No, and like Sinead, you're right to actually be thinking about this.
Yeah,
you
are.
Yeah, she's doing the right thing to be aware of it. But at the same time, you have to say, well, he's 34. It's early in the relationship. He still probably has this kind of hard to get sort of vibe about him. Like you're gonna find it hard to lock this down. And the thing about it is, Sinead, if you got him, you'll get another one. So don't worry if you do have to break it up.
Yeah.
There's plenty more fish in the sea. But he could be playing a bit of a game.
It could be.
Yeah, he could be.
It
Or
could
he could
be.
be serious. And your next step is to find out whether he is or not.
It might be just too soon for him to just make that decision with you anyway.
Yeah,
You
totally.
know, maybe it's more than I don't want children. Maybe it's I don't know where I am with this. And 4 months for some people is fast enough. For others, it takes longer. So you just need to take time and decide in your head whether you feel if it's all about just having children, then you're on a different path. So you really need to be on the same page as much as possible. We don't always know what we want before we have it, but I don't think this is the kind of test where you kind of play chicken with it.
Yeah,
You know?
I think that you need to find out if this guy is a planner.
Yeah, because he might not be.
If he's a planner, if you can have a conversation of where do you see yourself in like 5 years' time,
Yeah.
then that's a good thing. If you can have the conversation and then you can kind of see if kids actually factor into that genuinely.
Yeah.
But if this is somebody who is still, we haven't really thought about the future, haven't really thought about it. It's like, you're 36, you don't need that.
Yeah.
Go out and find another 36-year-old.
Oh, please God.
Because I think there is a thing that happens with men when they turn 35 anyway.
Oh.
Where you do kind of go,
I have to be a grown up now.
I'd better get my shit together. So look, like if you're really happy with him, maybe he's a brother that does want kids. I'm just saying, Sinead, we're all about giving you options. Does he have a brother? Because I thought the first thing was an open, honest conversation. I actually realised that's second. The first thing is, does he have a brother that does want kids? Because, if you've got settled on the mother-in-law...
I know, you kind of know the family already.
Practice the name, practice signing the surname. You're welcome, Sinead.
Okay, so we've kind of solved a lot there.
I think we've solved a lot.
We were serious for quite a long time there.
It was very serious. Mm-hmm. That was a serious question, though.
It was, and deserved the answer we got, I feel. Take a deep breath there, girls. Okay, so anyway, you know, nothing had to be set on fire there, which was really lovely.
It was nice.
It was a lovely moment. We had a shared moment of not setting things on fire. So listen, we would love to hear your problems. If you've sent us in a problem we haven't addressed yet, trust me, it is coming.
Yeah.
It is coming.
There's a few in the backlog.
Yeah. So if you want to send us information, stories on anything you want to send us, you could trigger a topic, which would be amazing. And, it's interesting for us because we are really loving this process, aren't we?
Yeah, we really are.
We'll see you next week.
This show is part of the Head Stuff Podcast Network, a hub for the creative and the curious. Shows are produced in association with Head Stuff and the Podcast Studios Dublin. Find out more or become a member at headstuffpodcasts.com.
Being a parent can be really challenging. It's normal to feel uncertain about whether you're doing the right things to raise healthy and happy children. That's why Child and Family Resource Network focuses on connecting pregnant parents and those with kids under the age of 5 with free support services to help them build confidence in their parenting journey. Everyone deserves to have someone they can turn to for support with parenting. Visit childandfamilyresourcenetwork.org today. Being a parent can be really challenging. Child and Family Resource Network focuses on connecting pregnant parents and those with kids under the age of 5 with free support services to help them on their parenting journey. Everyone deserves someone they can turn to for help with parenting. Visit childandfamilyresourcenetwork.org today.